All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome. I know y'all can't hear on YouTube and Facebook, but that was a little Jill Scott. All right, Crown Royal in the building. Yes, yes, yes. I'm back. I know I've been gone a minute, but we done had a lot of work we're doing. We had our challenge. The academy is growing, but I can't forget about y'all. So I got something real good for you tonight. But before I give it to you, but yeah, somebody said Crown Royal, Lord have mercy. All right, MJ, thank you. MJ said, I love the glasses. I appreciate that. All right, so look, my wife and I just finished filming our podcast. Y'all check us out Thursday nights on YouTube and Facebook. My YouTube channel at Coach Kencanion. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be fun. It's called Candid Conversations with the Grand Canyons. All right. All right, y'all check it out on YouTube on Thursday nights. All right. So tonight, I got a good show for y'all tonight. However, but what I want to do, first of all, is everybody tell me where you're checking in from. I need your name and where you're checking in from. All right, what name and checking in from? My cable is acting up, and I hope it gets fixed. I do too. All right. Somebody says, "What is this all about?" 79, my beans, stay here. Natty from Texas in the building. Sophie from London in the building. Ashley from Massachusetts in the building. Shanita from Chesapeake in the building. Margot from Chicago. Carrie from Charlotte in the building. Molly from Jersey in the building. Alfreda from Clinton, Maryland in the building. All right, who else we got? LaShonda from Detroit, Michigan. Queen. Alicia, I think. Oh, wait a minute, is that Alicia? That's my girl. Okay, hey, what's good? Kia from North Carolina. Oh, that's my partner. All right, y'all, let's see who else we got in the building. Gloria from Florida. Nicole from Lebanon in the building. Saint from Detroit. Kim from Chicago. Maria from Paramount, California, y'all, in the building. Y'all, so what you all don't know, some of you don't know, is I got all my platforms rolling at the same time. You know, I rigged this up pretty good. And I got TikTok, I got TikTok, I got Instagram, I got YouTube, and I got Facebook all here in the building. All right. So we're gonna talk tonight. Y'all, I'm not gonna yell. I don't think I'm gonna yell. But we are gonna have a conversation. So we're gonna have a conversation because let me tell you what happened. So y'all know I tell you stories from my clients. So I am super excited today. So because one of my clients, she was going to ruin her relationship by saying some things. Hey, Sonia, let me put it in plain English. She wasn't used to communicating in a way that was conducive to being effective, right? See, what I'm finding out is a lot of people make assumptions in relationship. Like she made a lot of assumptions about her guy. She says, and these assumptions that she makes, like many of you, make assumptions about what the other person is thinking based on what they're doing. Okay. And so you make assumptions about what they're thinking. And so she made some assumptions. And I appreciate you too, Sonia. And when she got with me, I said, number one, I said, you're assuming that the other person is thinking what you're thinking. Okay, you're looking at their behavior and you're thinking something. And I said, but you've never communicated what you're thinking. And I said, all right. And I said, but you're about to make a decision based on a thought process that is flawed. Many of us in relationships, because we are not used to communicating in a certain way, we've never been taught how to communicate when you are triggered. We've never been taught how to communicate when you have conflict in a relationship. And so the easy way to do it is to create your own feedback. So listen to this. So the brain works in this manner, and you guys know I'm super smart. I don't make any bones about it. My friends say that I'm arrogant because I'm smart. No, I say I'm confident because I'm smart, because I understand human behavior. And the reason I've helped so many people get together and pull together great relationships or mend their relationship is because I understand human behavior. Okay? And so, because I understand human behavior, when I tell you something, book it. Book it. All right? A lot of you will say, that doesn't sound right to me, so it's not true. And because you've never heard it put in a way that I'm going to put it, you think it's not accurate until you start doing what I tell you to do, just like this person. And I said, what I want you to do is, I want you to communicate to this guy. She felt like the guy was inconsistent, right? And then I said, explain to me why he's inconsistent. Now listen to that. I want y'all to hear this. So she said, now they live in different states. So she said that when we talk about every 3 or 4 days. But when we talk for 3 or 4 hours every time we talk. Now the guy doesn't, and the guy told her, I really don't like to talk on the phone. I will text you though, but I don't like to talk on the phone. But when we talk, I do want to talk to you. So he will spend 3 or 4 hours. And because he didn't talk to her every day, she makes the assumption that he's inconsistent. I said, okay. I said, that's fine. You are entitled to feel what you feel. Each of us, y'all, we should feel what we feel. But I said, but have you communicated the way you feel? And she said, no. I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to communicate what you're feeling, but I want you to communicate it like this. And I said, communicate it exactly the way I told you. Now, I am going to read y'all. I got my computer up. I'm going to read you what she just said to me. She said, hi, coach. I just registered for your relationship academy. Also, I spoke to blank. I'm not going to say his name. I said exactly what you said to say, and he apologized to me. He said he never wanted me to feel this way, and he understands why I feel the way that I do, and it's going to change. Now, why do I read that to you? Because had she communicated what she needed to communicate in an effective way, she would have figured this shit out 3 to 4 weeks ago. All right. And her mind would not have gone, her mind would not have taken off. All right. And so because she didn't do it, now her mind begins to do what we call create its own feedback. See, there's a thing called sensory deprivation. I want you to write that term down. Sensory deprivation happens when your brain does not get the feedback it needs. It creates its own feedback. Allow me to give you an example. Let's say you go to a doctor, and the doctor says to you, we got to take this test. This test to see if you're okay. And the doctor says, we're going to give you the test back, the results of the test back on Friday at 3 o'clock, by 3 o'clock. Well, you're already worried. Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday comes, and then Friday, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and by 2 o'clock, what are you thinking? You're thinking, oh my God, I haven't heard from them. By 3 o'clock, you haven't heard anything. And so your brain is creating the feedback because it doesn't have any feedback. And so the brain said, oh Lord, we got this, we got that. Has that, y'all know I'm telling the truth. I know that's happened to somebody. And so what happens is it's called sensory deprivation. When the brain doesn't have the feedback that it needs, it creates the feedback. And so that's what happens in relationships. How many times do you create feedback based on something that you believe because your brain doesn't know what the answer is? And so tonight, and so when I told her this, I said, if you do what I ask you to do, your relationship is going to be different. And so tonight, I thought to myself, oh, by the way, y'all, I'm going to do a Valentine's Day special. I'm not going to meet in my academy tomorrow because it's Valentine's Day. I'm going to give my people the night off. But I am going to do a live called So You Want a Valentine. So You Want a Valentine. And if you follow what I'm going to tell you, next year this time you will have a Valentine. All right? But I digress. So let me go. So tonight, I am going to go over the ways. I was going to go 5 ways to ruin a budding relationship. But I think I'm going to kick it up to 7 ways. And so I want you to be honest tonight. I want you to see if you do any of these things. If you do, because, a lot of times, a man, y'all ever been in a relationship? Has this ever happened to anybody? You've been in a relationship with a man. You're in a relationship and all things are going well. He's texting you. He's calling you. And all of a sudden, he stopped calling. He stopped texting. And you can't understand why. And you're like, what did I do? What happened? Has that happened to anybody? Has that happened to anybody? Where the guy stopped calling. All right, he stopped reaching out, and you don't know what. Oh, thanks, peace and love. You like my jacket? We've been filming the podcast, y'all. I normally be just a little more casual when I do my lives, but we do the podcast. I try to, be a little bit more, giving it to you. All right. And so tonight I'm going to go over some things. Y'all, let's just settle in. Settle in, get your pen and pad. I'm going to take my time. And what we're going to do is we are going to go over this. Is that fair? All right, here we go. Now, y'all ready? How many people say I want to hear this? Say, I do. I do want to hear it. I do. All right, because I want to make sure. All right, how many people say, I do? All right, we got a couple people that want to hear. I want to know if you want to hear, because if you don't want to hear, I might as well get off right now. All right, if you don't want to. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because a lot of you don't have to sabotage the relationship based on your past. You see, a lot of us don't realize it, but we're sabotaging the relationship based on the past because we're viewing the current relationship through the lens of the past relationship. We're viewing our relationship through the lens of the past, of our past pain, our past trauma. Now, I'm not saying that you should not consider your past. If you see something that looks like, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is we're going to begin looking through fresh new lenses. You see, earlier today, I had on these lenses, right? But these lenses make me view it a little bit differently. These lenses, the blue lenses, are just a tad bit stronger, a tad bit clear. They clear up my vision a little bit more. Ooh, and so tonight, what I'm going to help you do, I'm going to help you clear up your vision a little bit more, y'all. And so for me, Y'all, I am putting together so many relationships. I'm saving so many relationships. I am making no bones about it. I am great at this. God has gifted me with this ability to be in this moment in time because there is a war on love. There is a war. Men and women are fighting each other, and you have all these prognosticators, influencers, YouTubers who are saying things. Y'all, they are saying things, and you're consuming this. You're consuming this poison that is not going to allow you to attract that which you want. Yeah, I'm not even calling them names. Why? I wouldn't give them. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of me using my platform. It's men and women, y'all. It is crazy. So what do? I get out and I come in and I'm going to teach you how to love again. I'm going to teach you how to trust again. I'm going to teach you how to communicate. I'm going to teach you how to say it when you're angry. I'm going to teach you how to say things that does not alienate the other person, but draws them near, even when y'all disagree. Okay? Thanks, Lex. Appreciate it. Somebody says, look good in the blue. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. All right? All right. So, 7 ways to ruin a budding relationship. Number one is jumping the gun. Y'all, listen, let me say this to y'all. When I tell people you're jumping the gun, what happens to people is this. Listen to me carefully. The reason why people jump the gun is because what they're doing is their hormones get involved. You see, a lot of times the reason why I tell people don't have sex right away, not because you're not grown, not because you can do anything you want to, is your body. But I always tell people, if you want a serious relationship, I said alleviate the sex. Now, some people say, well, the guy gonna want sex. Yes, a man wants sex because we're loaded with testosterone. However, I said, but you can say, no, I would rather, right now, I'd rather get to know the emotional and mental side of the relationship before I indulge in the physical side. Why? Not because you don't want to get that thing up. No, because of this. Because when you have sex, what happens is the oxytocin is released in your brain. That's the bonding chemical, the bonding hormone. And then the dopamine is released, the feel-good hormone. And then the serotonin is the release. After you bust that nut, then you get that calming effect. You ever notice how you want to go to sleep after you done quivered and shivered, and after he done beat that thing up, and you like, oh, and then all this cocktail, this love cocktail. No. The man, not for the man so much. I don't want to get into how their hormones are released. It's a little bit different, tad bit different. And I think I'm going to do that one night. But I'm talking about the women. Now, they do have some of the hormones are released, but there are some other things that are going on too in the man. Now, and so when this cocktail is coming, so it calms you, okay? You feel good. And then you're bonded to the person that you just created this intimate act with. And so now when you're bonding with the person, it creates an illusion. And so that's when people say things like you catching feelings. Well, what it is that the hormones are released inside of your brain throughout your body. And now your body believes, that's the kind of nasty question, but your body, now you're confused because this love cocktail mimics being in love. And so now what happens is because you feel like you're in love, you begin jumping the gun. You begin jumping the gun, and now you begin to do what we call future pacing. Now listen to me, y'all. Coach teaching tonight. Future pacing is when you begin thinking about the future. You begin thinking about you and this person getting together. You begin thinking about, y'all, what would it look like to be in a committed relationship? Us traveling, us buying a home. And what happens is you begin future pacing. Okay? And when you begin future pacing, you begin living the relationship in the future. And because you're living in the future and he living in the present, what happens is now you're creating what we call subtle pressure. That's when you say things like, what are we doing? Where are we going? When are we going to make it? Well, we got a title on it. And I'm not saying you should not have a title. There's a time for that. I'm teaching that in my academy when you should. But not after 3-4 weeks, y'all. Not after 5 weeks. He don't know you and you don't know him. But you have allowed the sex to distort your vision through which you view the lens of the relationship. So what happens is when you jump the gun, now you begin putting subtle pressure on him, like, what are we doing? And he's like, hey, what? I don't even know you. And what he does, he backs away. And listen, y'all, all because you added sex. All right? You start jumping the gun. Number two, the reason what will ruin a relationship is not living in the moment. Y'all, some of y'all are going to get triggered. Trigger warning! Trigger warning! When I say live in the moment, many people that I coach, they don't like it. Because they say things to me like this. Coach, I don't want to waste no time. I ain't wasting no time with no man. And you know what? He ain't using me up. And I say, why is it that you say he's using you up? Because I tell you to live in the moment. See, here's the thing. Let me explain what living in the moment means. You see, let me explain y'all. Let me give y'all some game. Let me give you some game so that you'll understand. Men do not think about their future. They're not thinking about the house they're going to buy with you, the kids they're going to buy with you. They're not thinking about that. They're not. All right? What are they thinking about? See, the way the man operates is he's thinking about how you make him feel at any given moment. The man is thinking about how he feels when he is with you. If he feels good when he's with you, he wants to be with you more often, okay? And so, because he wants to be with you more often, that's why I tell people, focus on the present. Focus on being present when you're in the relationship. When you're going out, focus on being present. Focus on having fun. Focus on asking questions that lead to fun answers. Because your first goal is to determine if you like each other, if you can have fun with each other. Your first goal ain't to find out necessarily what happened in his last relationship, because it might not even matter because you don't really like the guy that much. And so the reason why somebody says he faked an entire personality for 4 months once the guard came down and he started acting different, that's because you didn't know how to vet him. You didn't know, you ain't never had Coach Ken's class and no Coach Ken telling you how to vet someone. So what happens is because you didn't ask subconscious questions, what happens, you fail for the okadoke, and nothing wrong with that. But now when you know better, you do better. All right? And if for those of you who gonna want to learn how, I'm going to teach you how, okay? Now, but you've got to be willing to live in the moment, y'all. And so some of you might not like that idea, but here's what happens. When you don't live in the moment, what happens is you living in the future. And if you living in the moment and you living in the future, then what happens? What happens is he don't want to live in the future. He want to live in the moment until he wants to live in the future. Until he realizes that you're the person that I want to be around because you make me feel a certain way. The reason why I tell women, listen, when you empower a man, when you make a man feel secure, just like a man is supposed to make you feel secure, but we just talking about men right now because it's mostly women on here, is When you empower him, he wants more of you. See, y'all ever noticed that sometimes a man, he don't always get with the finest one? Y'all ever noticed that? He might not always get with the prettiest one. Y'all ever noticed that? He might not always get one with the one who got the biggest ass. Y'all ever noticed that? You ever noticed that? You want to know why? Because what she knew how to do is she knew how to make him feel a certain way. And I'm not talking about oral sex either. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about she knew how to make him feel emotionally about himself. I'm gonna give y'all a piece of my game. See, I wrote a book once. And I said in the book, we're talking about, the name of my book is called Leadership in the Real World, this particular book. I've written 8 books. And in this book, I was talking about what influence was. And I said, true influence is not making someone feel good about you, okay? True influence is making someone feel good about themselves when they are with you. Ooh-wee, Coach. That is powerful what you just said. Say it again, Coach. I'll say it one more time. True influence is not making someone feel good about you. True influence is making them feel good about themselves when they are with you. Boy, that's powerful. And so when I say live in the moment, y'all, that is why I'm saying it. Number 3, 5 ways or 7 ways to ruin a relationship is acting official before you're actually official. So let me get you this. Let me get you this. Let me put you onto this game. Here's the game. If a man does not say we're exclusive, you're not. I'll say it again. If a man does not say you're exclusive, you're not. Because, and people will say to me, Coach, well, he acting like it. I said, yeah. Okay, that's cool. He acting like it. He treating me like we exclusive. I said, but did he say it? I said, if he didn't say it, because you know what will happen? And this is just being honest. A lot of men will treat you like we exclusive to get what they want from you. But he ain't never say it. He ain't never say it. And y'all didn't never have the conversation. And so you just assume. You just assume that y'all were official. Okay? And so y'all not official. I'm just being honest. So 5 ways to ruin a relationship. Now, there is a way to have this conversation about what we're doing. Y'all, I ain't going into it tonight because I just did a whole thing on Teach Me How to Date in my academy. We just had a whole challenge on it. And I can teach you how to have this conversation without the man running away. You see, y'all, I'm going to give you something the other day. Watch this. I've said this before. This happened again. So one of my students said that the man wanted to sleep with me, pressing me. And you said, don't sleep. Okay, don't not right away and all of that. And I went through all of that. And so watch this right here. And I feel pressured. I want to give in, but I don't know how to say no. I don't know. I said, okay, would you like me to show you? She said, yeah, please show me. And so I said, watch this. I said, here's what you say to him. Hey, Ken, I'm talking to me. You know what? The truth is, I would love to have a physical relationship with you. Acknowledge what he said. Acknowledge it. We're not running from it. I would love to have a physical relationship with you. However, I think the most important thing for me right now is a mental connection. You see, I need to know that we believe things. I want to see it. Do we see the world the same? Do we have the same thoughts, the same core values? Do we have an emotional connection? That's what I want to focus on right now. And yeah, if we get to the physical part of it, we may get to the physical part, then we can do that. I'm excited about that. And they were like, whoa, truth is. And then somebody said, well, they might pull away. Then if they pull away, then you know what? That's all they wanted from you from the beginning anyway. All right? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So look, there's a way to communicate everything, y'all. And for those of you who stay around to the end, I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay? Number four, fourth way to ruin a budding relationship is dropping everything in your life for him. Dropping everything in your life for him. Now, let me tell y'all something. I'll tell you how men think. Again, see, men are very competitive. See, if a man believes that you got something else going on, if the man believes that you ain't his first priority, you are your first priority. See, a lot of us will drop what we're doing and make him our first priority. But if a man believes, and it's counterintuitive, y'all, but when a man believes that you are his first priority and he's not, it is attractive to him. But when you drop everything for him, that is a recipe for disaster. It is a recipe for disaster. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It just is, y'all. You don't listen. Listen to me carefully. People, what you do is you give people access to you to the degree that they have earned that access. I'll repeat that. You give people access to you based to the degree that they have earned that access. And so a lot of us, they haven't earned the access. They have not. And what you do is you give it to them. You know why you give them the access? It's because you feel like the more access that I give him, the more he will give me of him. But that's not the way it works. And that's not the way that you should do it. Okay? It's not the way you should do it. I'm just saying. Number 5, not seeing the relationship for what it actually is. Ooh. You want the relationship to be serious, but you're the pussy delivery girl. And I've told you, so he calls you over when at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you want to chill, Netflix, bring me somebody to eat. And you go over and y'all smash. You suck him off. Yeah, I'm going to be graphic. I'm going to say what it is. You are the pussy delivery girl because that's the way he sees your brand. And what happens is you want the relationship to be something different. Okay, Christina said, but what if it's mutual? If that's mutual, then cool. No problem. We just both getting our rocks off. We just both doing our thing. We know what this is until your ass catch feelings. Because it's going to happen because you're not built that way. You're not built that way. When your hormones get involved, all of a sudden, you want to change it. You want to change it. You want to change the contract. You want to change the contract, right? Now, but you're not seeing what the relationship is. It is what it is because that's the way your brand you've allowed them to treat your brand. Let me say this. Y'all know that I teach on brand. Everybody has a personal brand. You see, you have a Louis Vuitton brand. You have a Gucci brand, a Prada brand, and then you have a Target brand and a Walmart brand and a Family Dollar brand or a Dollar General brand. And what many of you are doing is you think because I want to get in, I want to show him I'm that ride or die chick. And so what you do is you diminish the value of your brand to show him I'm that ride or die chick. So I give him access to me for low cost. I give him access to me for the value, for the low. And then, do y'all know I'm a marketing person? I'm a brand expert that you cannot go up on the price. It's easier to go down on the price than it is to go up on the price. If you've been selling something for $5 and you want to take it up to $50, you want to take it up to $50, people gonna be like, oh, hell no, we're not doing that. All right, but it's easier to have it at $100 and bring it down to $50. You see, but then the perception is different. The perception is that the brand is worth the higher cost, is that the brand is a high value brand, as opposed to a Dollar General brand, and you try to make the Dollar General brand a Neiman Marcus brand or a Louis Vuitton brand or a red bottom brand. That's what you got to do, y'all. Not working. And number 6, how about I do this? I'm going to just do number 6, and this is going to be the last one I'm going to do. The last one I want to do is what ruins a budding relationship is the way you communicate. Now, I say this. See, first off, many of you don't know how to communicate. You're poor communicators. You poor communicators, here's how I know. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. The first question is, have you ever wanted to say something to someone, but you didn't say it? You didn't say it because you didn't know how to articulate it. Or you were worried about the other person's, you were worried about what they were going to think, so you kept it inside. Most people would say yes. And then I would say that you are a poor communicator. And so here's what I tell people. I said, number one, you got to give yourself permission to say it. Because if there is something you want to say, the communication process doesn't work if you're not willing to say it. Now, some people will just say the shit any kind of way, but because that leads me to number 2, you have to be educated or get the tools to learn how to say it. You see, y'all, I can tell a person that no, remember I told you earlier about the sex? No, you're not going to have any sex. I can tell you that you got me fucked up. You know, this is somebody who said it the other day. Oh, you got me fucked up. Oh, you think you'll get in my draw? Oh, hell no. You ain't took me out. You ain't did that or did this. And the guy says, okay, this is what you've communicated, as opposed to communicating it the way that I said. The truth is, I would love a physical connection, but I don't think a physical connection is right for me right now. I want to focus on the mental and the emotional connection. And then if we get to the physical connection, I think we can explore that. Now, we both said the same thing, but the man is going to perceive me differently than he perceives you, right? And so many people, y'all, men tell me all that women don't know how to communicate. A lot of them, because a lot of women say men just withdraw, they keep it in. And they don't know how to communicate, but the truth is you don't know how to communicate either. And so here's what I said. Y'all, everybody listen to me. For those of you who've been around me a while, I got a testimonial today. I got a testimonial today of one of my students said she used my pocket communication coach. And she said, I didn't know what to say, coach, but I used the pocket communication coach and it helped me. It helped me restore a relationship with a guy that I wanted to be with. It helped me restore. Another one said it helped me restore the relationship with my mother. Y'all, listen to me carefully. 8 months ago, and some of you've heard this story, but I'm going to keep screaming it to the world. 8 months ago, when this AI came out the end of last year, I wanted to figure out how I could help people communicate better. So I hired 2 developers. One of them didn't work out because he couldn't get it right. Then I hired another developer, and I said, I want you to let me show me how to program AI, this artificial intelligence, to communicate the way that I would teach people how to communicate, the way that I would teach people how to say it, so that number one, it would not be aggressive. Number two, it would not be combative. And number three, it would articulate your point. Y'all, I developed this 6 months later. Y'all know, many of you have gotten it. We've introduced it over 5 weeks ago. We got over 500 people using it right now. Y'all got so many testimonials of people's lives who've been restored, people's relationships being restored. Now, okay, the other day, I teach people how to ask subconscious questions, right? So I programmed the AI software, I programmed it to teach you how to ask subconscious questions. So all you have to do is, under dating on my app, you'll see it. Under dating, you'll see questions, deeper questions. All you got to say, I want to ask questions about your relationship with your mother. I am really concerned about the relationship with his mother because that lets me know what I should do. Talk to it like you're talking to your girlfriend and put it in. And it's going to give you the question and how to frame the question, y'all. Y'all, I've spent 6 months of my life programming this. You know why? Because I realized the number. Somebody says, I love it. Who is this? It says, I can only see Facebook user down here who says, I love it. Give me your name. I know you're one of my students or you're in one of my groups, but it just says Facebook user. Give me your name. I got so many testimonials, y'all. I got this lady who typed in she wanted a better relationship with her mother. And she talked about how her mother hurt her feelings. Her mother would down her. Her mother would say all these things. And I said, type it all in. And she said, and so the pocket communication coach spit out exactly what she should say. Now get this, y'all. Her mama been acting like this for years. She wrote her mama this letter. It wasn't a letter, like a paragraph. And she texted to her mother. And her mama called her crying. And her mama said, I didn't know you felt this way. We've been just doing this for so long that I didn't know. Y'all, listen to me. If you're going to be in a relationship, be it you're in a relationship now or you're dating, okay? Or you're dating, or friends and family. I think somebody else said this is amazing. Thank you. I think you should download the Pocket Communication Coach. Here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to write this down. For those of you who know you need to communicate better, write this down. PocketCommunicationCoach.com. PocketCommunicationCoach.com. Somebody write it in on the comments. And you know what? For those of you who want to communicate better, you want to date, you want to have a better relationship with a man, this is a tool that I created for you. Those of you, you can try it out for 7 days, y'all. 7 days, try it out. Just talk to it. And then if you like it, keep it for $20 a month. If you don't like it, we won't charge you. But for those of you who are on Instagram, TikTok, what I want you to do is go to my link tree, go to my profile, click on it, and you will see Pocket Communication Coach. Listen, y'all, I'm going to tell the world about it. I'm going to talk about it every time I get on. You know why? Because I gave it 7 months of my life. 7 months of my life because I want you to communicate better. I believe that the number one reason why relationships fail is because of uncommunicated expectations. All right, or uncommunicated expectations. Y'all, we don't know how to communicate. And for those of you who say, I want to communicate better, if you want to communicate better, just type 1 in the chat. Just type 1. Just type 1. You know you need to be better at communication. You know that nobody in your relationship is communicating well. You're not communicating well. They're not communicating well. And so this is what I'm going to say. Somebody said it works. Somebody said it works. All right. I want y'all to do something. All I want you to do is go download Pocket Communication Coach. Sign up for it. If it don't work for you in 7 days, cancel it. Y'all, but relationships, but practice on it. Practice on saying things to a guy or somebody or a lady you want to date. Practice, y'all. Practice on it. Yo, people are giving me testimonials left and right. I want y'all to be the next testimonial. Is there something that you wanted to say to somebody and you don't know how to say it? You never figured out how to say it. I want you to type it into pocketcommunicationcoach.com. Type it in. Type it in like you're talking to Coach. Tell it everything. Now, don't be short with it. Somebody says, yes. Careless. Hey, Careless. Careless just got the Pocket Communication Coach. She said, it works. Yes. Type it in like you're talking to your girlfriend or your partner and watch what it does. I programmed it to give you what it is you need. All right? Y'all, that's my time. I gave you 6 reasons why budding relationships don't work. And if anybody, I'm going to say this. Oh, but for those of y'all, I'm going to leave y'all with this. For those of y'all don't know, this month I'm offering discovery sessions for half price. For those of you trying to figure out what's going on with you, for those of you who had my discovery session, y'all know how deep it is. Y'all know how deep we go. And y'all know I find out what's going on. So for those of you who are interested in discovery sessions only for this month, I'm offering them for $150. They're normally $300 for the hour. It normally takes an hour and 15 minutes. But I'm going to stay till we get to the bottom of it. If you know that this is something that you want, email me at coachkencanion@gmail.com. coachkencanion@gmail. And you say, Coach, I need a discovery session. I'm going to give you the special. And what you do, the way it works is if you pay for it, we'll let you pay either via Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, or credit card. You pay the $150. And what we do is I'll schedule a Zoom with you. And then we'll figure out what's going on. If you want to figure out, if you say, I want to take advantage of the discovery session, Coach, email me at coachkencanion@gmail. And I will email you back and we'll schedule a time. You pay the $150 and we'll figure it out. All right, y'all. Oh, thank you so much. T. Bates said you're a great coach. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. That is my time. Go. Somebody says book it is more than worth it. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Yvonne. That's Yvonne. Hey, Yvonne. Yes, it is worth it. I'll be honest with you. It is worth it. All right. All right, y'all. That's what I'm going to say. Pocketcommunicationcoach.com. All right. Lillian Parker says it's worth it. She has it. Somebody else said it's book it. Book it. I'm out, y'all. Peace. Y'all be good. Tomorrow we're going to do the Valentine's Day special. All right.